Hi guys, just felt the need to make another video today. And this video is more about people trying to understand what's happening around the world and why Trump does this or that. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? Is it the cabal? Is it the Democrats or the Republicans who's doing what? And in my view, and I think there's other truthers that have said it, like Charlie Freak and some others that said like everything that's happening is very multi-layered. And there is the physical, our world, which is an illusion. I made another video, my proof that I've already seen in the past few months how my world is just an illusion. I mean, I was ordering sushi and the total came out to 47, which is an angel number that I've been getting for like over a month. I mean, it's everywhere now. And it was so funny when she gave me the total. I tried not to laugh. But it's very multi-layered because we do live in an illusion, in a matrix. And there's so much going on that's occupying our own time and space that we can't see or even experience or feel. That trying to analyze and understand everything that's going on is kind of pointless. Judging Trump or seeing him like where he's doing right or wrong, where he's wrong, maybe he shouldn't have said that, he shouldn't have said this. All of that is like absolutely irrelevant. The bottom line is we are all going through an awakening process, and that awakening process is multi-layered as well. Some people are waking up to the fact that liberalism or being Democrat was actually not what they thought it was. So they switched. That's their layer of awakening. Some people gave up on politics or had no interest in politics because of, it just was too dramatic, too complex. And it makes sense. And it's intentionally made this way so people would give up. So people wouldn't know what actually is going on. Like it was done intentionally. And so their awakening is to become more involved and to kind of analyze and see what is going on all of these angles from all these sides. Then there's the awakening for the first wave of star seeds that came, because from my understanding, the star seed awakening itself is multi-layered as well. It's in stages. From what I heard from others, there's like 3 waves of star seed awakening, and right now we're on the second wave. Like I'm part of the second wave. Maybe from my understanding, from what I'm hearing. So the ones that came before, like who were like seeing things but couldn't say, for them it's like, what a great time. For us who are just waking up, we're like in a nightmare. So they're kind of helping us along because they're already gone through this. Yeah, and the awakening is like the other layer is the star seeds who are waking up. We can't tell, like I can't go around convincing people that we're living in the matrix, convincing people that we've been ruled by extraterrestrials for thousands of years. Like it's not for them. That information is not for them. The information is only for the star seeds or for this other layer of truth seekers. They might not be star seeds, but I guess they're close. They're the truthers. Their job, they're playing on their layer. Their job is to spread the truth. maybe they don't have psychic abilities or whatever, or visions or what have you, and they're not going through like a purging process, but their minds were able to see a lot of the truth of what's going on. So this is very multi-layered. And so the Kabbalah will have their actions, and then the light will have theirs. And a lot of times it gets so messy. It's like, how do you know what's going on? Because it's like, and there's factions also. They're broken up into factions. And everything is kind of organized on their plane, and there's multi-dimensions. So it's like, why would you even bother try to understand if it's these dimensions are so much higher than where you are? You have your job here right now to awaken and clear yourself. Why bother trying to understand something that is so far beyond? They have their job, you have yours. So yeah, I hear like sometimes people are like really nitpicking what somebody said, who's like somebody's background. Kamala is black, not black, whatever. Kamala doesn't exist anymore. It's not her. This is all run by Trump now. The fraud, the election fraud, that's all Trump. That's light. That's all light. There might be a little bit of the cabal still trying to hold on, but they're done. I haven't felt any entities like trying to like take over me for maybe 2 months now. They're done. The election fraud, this whole game of to pretend that there was an election fraud, is to waken up more people to the fact that it's our elections have always been fixed. Nobody on the planet ever had fair elections. Nobody. And now it's been shown to us, it's been demonstrated how it's possible to steal an election the way it's always been stolen. People are being shown how it's done, and they're being shown to prevent it from happening again. So it's another layer of the awakening process, to awaken more people or deeper, those that actually pay attention to the political aspect, you know, because even though the planet is going to evolve, we're still going to have like some kind of government, a system of government. It's not going to be the same way as we see it now, but it's going to be a government. So people are being shown what we thought was freedom was not. What we thought was equality was not. And to learn from this for the future. So right now, I think it's just completely pointless to fixate on who says what is Biden, what is his recommend? He doesn't have any, he's gone. Trump is playing this game. It's not just Trump, it's like Trump is the face of the light, sort of. He's the pawn, the face, that somebody had to have a face. And the people who are behind him, or the beings, the multidimensional beings who are behind him, they cannot have a face. He was asked to take on this role, to play the ultimate pawn, the one that's going to be hated by everyone or loved. I mean, who else would be able to endure that for 4 years already? So clearly he's not just a regular person, which there is no such thing as a regular person. We're all souls from somewhere. It's just a matter of like how many times have we reincarnated and where, and what has been our experience, and what is our what dimension what dimension have we been on. And it's souls can go past different dimensions. You can go on 12 dimensions and then come to Earth to reincarnate on Earth. That's what starseeds are. It's like beings, the souls have been higher dimensional, and now they came to Earth to share the knowledge from a higher perspective. So how can Trump be right or wrong at anything? It's even irrelevant. It's a game. Everything is a game. It's like a chess game. In order to poke people from all sides, from all angles, everything needs to come up. It's like the dust. Yeah, what's the things like, like when there's light rain and the dust kind of comes up. This is what is happening. It's like all the dust needs to come up from all levels, all layers, everybody's truth needs to come up. And he's going to keep poking. He should. Anybody who understands this kind of game internally is going to know how to poke. I mean, I've done it for people because that is what brings about an awakening in people, a realization. The shining the light itself is not if you shine the light directly, doesn't mean that the person is going to heal right away. It's going to bring up their shit. And when they face their shit fully, that's what heals. Again, I make videos about my purging process. The more I purge, the more I open up to the light, or my inner light, and accessing the light from the universe through my crown, which has been really active recently, like right here. I've just kind of finally, I constantly feel like movement there. And I mean, for 2 weeks, I've barely slept and I'm okay. I mean, I don't look great, but it's, you clear and you absorb, you take in more, you're able to take in more light. But you gotta clear all this stuff. It all needs to come up. Like you can't be like nice. Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. We're taught to be nice and kind. If you're nice and kind, the person doesn't need to face their own crap. Another thing I want to talk about is, again, this kind of, everything is already decided. That's why it's multi-layered. It's been decided, it's in the Bible. It's been decided for thousands of years. Right? It's clear cut. And all of these imageries, a way like for the light to communicate to the world that what's coming, how it's coming, for the, to little by little, planting these little seeds everywhere. And I'm obsessed with Star Trek, especially Star Trek Next Generation. And I've been kind of watching the reruns. I remember watching all of them and just kind of crying, wishing this for humanity, and just crying that most likely humanity will turn into this, but I won't be alive in this body to see that. I really wish. So it kind of makes me feel like, yes, I'll be part of it. But at the same time, maybe it's like I already been part of it in another life, like somewhere else. So it's really interesting to look at the layer of the Q, the QAnons, the Q, the quantum physics, the number 17. If you look at Star Trek Next Generation, the number on the ship is 17. Q is the 17th letter, and Q appears the very first episode. And he plays the poker. He's annoying as hell, obnoxious as hell, yet somehow at the end, things turn out for the better. Remind you of anybody? He pisses off everybody that he comes in contact with, with humanity. And, but then somehow, people develop a relationship with him. Another thing that was super interesting is they frequently play chess in the episodes, and it's a multi-layered chess. I think it's like 3 layers, and goes back to like what I was saying, everything that's happening, all the strategies that it's been played right now, all the through across the chessboard is not just one plane of strategies, it's multi-layered. And another thing that shocked the hell out of me was the number, again, 47 or 147 that has been appearing to me. Usually I get either 47, 147, or 347 for the past like couple of months, like nonstop. Again, like calling for making an order, and she gives me the total is 47. So this number combination also appears in Star Trek, where there was like one episode where they kind of measure the distance or something, is like, and it had the numbers 147. And then there was another episode, it was the same similar thing, and I was like, oh. So it was like really, really cool. So yeah, all these hints have been dropped from so many, again, layers. You have the Bible, which is from the religious perspective. Then we have the sci-fi from that perspective. You know, so it's like people from different layers, from different perspective, from different worlds, were given information in a certain way that they can interpret. So the information is clearly not identical. It's not written in an identical way. It's not presented in an identical way. It's presented in a way that the people on that layer could understand or pick up on, like the hints, the clues, the codes. So, I mean, how freaking clever is all of that? And so I think the point that I'm making is like, it's time to like start fixating what's really happening, getting all the information, analyzing, dissecting, criticizing. Why did he do this? Why did he do that? Why did he say that? He shouldn't have done it. Like all of that is just completely irrelevant. The Christmas decoration at the White House. I mean, like seriously, do you think Melania has time to do all those decorations and she gives a damn about them? Like with so much to do, with like over 1 million kids rescued from the human trafficking ring, really, that's what she's going to be focusing on? Like, that's, come on. So yeah, and we're not meant to know everything. We can't, because if we know everything, then the cabal would know everything, and obviously that's going to screw things up. Like, it doesn't make sense. That's why the hints are there, with little codes and for different layers. So it's like the cabal cannot know everything. They'll kind of get a little try to like interpret in their own way, but they won't be able to know everything that's going on. And that is absolutely brilliant from the perspective of the light. Yeah, that's my perspective on what's going on.